Hey everyone, it's Eric the Fisherman. Today I thought I would take y'all along with me and kind of go over some of my favorite lures, brief techniques that I use, and my all-time go-to lures, time of year on some are all year long, soft plastic, stuff like that. But come along with me as I go over my lures, techniques, and some of my favorites, all-time favorites, hands down, forever. So let's go. Fisherman, some people say E-Rich the Fisherman. It's whatever you want, but either way, it's fine. Today, I'm just going to go over some lures that I know, some proven lures that I go out and use during different times of the year, during the spawn, during the winter stall, the cold months. When I go out, I want to take lures that I know I have confidence in, that I've used over the years, that can 9 times out of 10, majority of the time, land me a fish, even if it's a dink. I'm happy. Any fish is a good fish. Like I always, for line, I have recently purchased some Seagar. I've used it before. It seems very high end, very good. But for maybe some backing, instead of putting on an entire spool of Seagar, which I cannot afford, this Yozuri hybrid is all I use in Yozuri. I don't use top knot. I don't like that stuff. Only use the hybrids. It has horrible memory issues at times. Once I break this stuff in, it's like it runs better. This stuff runs better with time, not right off the bat usually. Now this red Cajun could be a great backing, and then run some braid, or then run your Invisex if you want to run fluoro. It's all up to you and what you want to use. This Mr. Crappie is exactly what I use when I crappie fish, and it is just outstanding. I love Mr. Crappie. Smooth stuff. This here has been smoking them this year. White bass, crappie, largemouth bass, multi-species lure. It has been doing great. It's the 3-inch, 1/4 ounce minnow tater, and I believe this one is the golden shiner. Either way, any of these seem to be doing well, and it's a new bait to me that I never noticed before, or had not noticed, and it's been working great for me. This I cannot really find anymore. I think you can get it at Bass Pro Shops. I used to slather this on a Cinco, and when I say Cinco, that's these over here, right? The coveted Cincos that everybody uses for largemouth bass. I would put these two, black flake, red, watermelon, and green 4 or 5-inch Cinco, and slather this bloodworm all over this and just let it soak during the winter. And I've picked up some very largemouth bass doing that. Weightless and with a weight, with a trocar 4/0 or a 3/0 hook. With this, weighted or not, you don't have to wait. It's just outstanding, y'all. Yamamoto baits are great, so they're a proven effective bait for me. The Zoom Arkansas Shiner color, proven bait for me. I hop these on the bottom and get smashed all year long. Winter, spring, summer, doesn't matter. These are great all year long. Really shine in the fall, as y'all saw, or winter. I must have come across a 7-pound bass that was hiding in those lily pads, or maybe pre-spawn, getting ready, because we're transitioning, right? Winter. We know that, February, March, well, excuse me, beginning of February, we know that those big girls are going to look for beds and going to start doing their work and magic. Chatterbaits, you can't beat them. They're great. Swim baits. This is a VMC. These are Berkeley slobber knockers, and this is the original chatterbait. Okay, the original OG. Trailers, really, I mean, throw what you want on there. I've got a Rapala. I've got a Zoom Christie Craw. I've got a Rapala here too. I love that big old paddle tail, and that, as you already know, what I was gonna do. I love that big old booty action because it does call the big fish over. It gets their attention. It looks like a fleeing perch. Okay, it looks realistic to them. That tail wag of a fleeing fish, and they can't help but smash that booty. So, okay, here, the Lake Fork Flutter Spoon. Y'all seen how effective this is on my channel, right? I'm not a sponsor, but I have small and large. These, especially in the stained glass, work well. I'll cast them, let them flutter down. I've landed a 3-pound, 14-ounce largie. I've landed a 5-pound, 6-ounce largie. The 3-pound was prior to my channel, so I am glad that I caught the bigger one on my channel for y'all to see the effectiveness of this bait. And here it is in the package, in case you've never seen it. The Lake Fork Flutter Spoon, handcrafted Nichols lures. Nice chunk of metal, sharp hooks, do a great job of fluttering down. Zoom, another Zoom product. These are lizards. I do like lizards, slow dragging them, hopping them, punching them into lily pads, punching them into the mats. When I say mats, I'm talking about like algae cover. You can punch these in, Texas rig, weedless, and you can run them through stuff, get picked up. You may have trouble getting a fish out. Make sure you're using heavy braid, heavy stuff when you're doing that. Strike King Premier Pro Model Jig. I cannot tell y'all how awesome this is. This jig has a rattle, and I've loved these. I've caught huge bass with these with just a simple Christie Crawl trailer by Zoom product. Any trailer, just drag it, cut the trailer, cut the crawl down, put it on there, hop it, drag it, whatever you want. It'll get picked up 9 times out of 10. Here I have I believe this is a Rivers to Sea. It's the Waver model. It's really good. Right now the hooks are very sticky and sharp. I had it hooked on me there. Yeah, it's a Rivers to Sea. It's my first Waver I ever got. I have caught a few fish with it, but I know it works this time of year, winter. Anything slow and methodical fishing, twitch, that can get it, or slow rolling it. This is a booyah I keep in a bag apparently. When I was on the go, I put it in here so I didn't get stabbed by the hook in my pocket. Okay, moving on. Over here I have rattle traps. These are fantastic. I have a baby trap. Smaller, downsized trap. I have a 1/2 ounce traps here. Wonderful. All time of the year. Let them fall down to the bottom, slow roll them or burn them. Great baits or lures. I have a large Strike King perch, red-eyed perch impersonator. This is a square bill, shallow running crankbait. Does good for me in the shallows. When I was at Lakewood fishing there, I would pull largemouth bass. Pulled a lot of fish with this as well. It's a 6 cents. Does a great job. And that for my deep cranks, we're over here. Deep crank. I have a tomato. I think that's an 8 or a 10. It says it on there. Either way, 8 or 10 feet diver. Amazing tomato color. This Fritz side, 9 or 7, doesn't matter. You pick the depth where you're at. They move deeper in the winter is not always true. I find them up on the shore sometimes. However, more fish. Marks, and I can count those little teeth. They have like sandpaper teeth. Those are bite marks from largemouth bass on about all of my lures because they like crankbaits, right? This was my magic lure. Look at those teeth marks. Yes, bass have teeth. They have sandpaper like teeth, largemouth bass, and they'll hit them. Okay. Top water, spring, when the water is 65 degrees and up. You're going to start moving towards your top water stuff. Buzz baits, poppers. This is a P65 and a P60. It's made by Rebel. These are outstanding poppers. This is the bass, right? They like to eat themselves. The bass imitator. This is the Sexy Foxy Shad. Very sexy. I don't know why they named it that. But either way, it does a great job, those color schemes. I have a Dropo 90 Berkeley. It's wonderful. It is essentially the same as a Rivers to Sea. I have Rivers to Sea, but they cost more. These are around 14. Rivers to Sea cost a lot more. Caught a lot of bass with these in the springtime, running these across or near grass beds. This is great for white bass, crappie, every species of fish you can imagine. This is an inline spinner, okay? And these can be found all over the place. Academy, Walmart. Inline spinners are a wonderful bait. I like to compare them as, I like them as much as Roadrunners, which I don't think I have out here, but I use Roadrunners for crappie and white bass as well. Hooks, Pro Series hooks. I like Trocar. I like Eagle Claw brands. I'll use the heck out of these. I only keep these packages to show y'all, but I have them in my box. This is a Trocar Eagle Claw Magworm. It's got the bait holder here, or for the actual worm or whatever, lizard, whatever you're using for it to stay on this neck of this here, the bait holder, right? Gamakatsu trailer hooks. I actually don't have any on these here, but moving to my spinner baits, this is just a hammered Colorado, double Colorado blade, Booyah product, and a blue white, and it's actually called Tucks and Tails. You see that long tail on it? That dances with this Rage paddle tail swimmer, which sometimes I'll throw a Rage paddle tail swimmer even by itself on, say, an underspin. Okay, and this is an underspin. You see that? That's an underspin. You put this Rage paddle tail swimmer on this, you're liable to get bit. Let that fall. Doesn't matter what time of year. You'll get hit. Anything shiny and attractive looks like a bait fish. This is my all-time favorite spinner bait. I had a little moment of fame. I'm not famous, but I had a little moment of fame with this at a local lake around here where I was fishing shore before I was able. I didn't have time to take my kayak out, and I had rigged up a Rage paddle tail swimmer here as a trailer on this Strike King half-ounce silver double willow bladed spinner bait with a white skirt. And I tied this, I put this on, tied this on. I launched it on a Duckett Jacob Wheeler Signature Series rod with a Cast King Spartacus 2 reel. I was using 12-pound Yozuri hybrid in yellow color. I just launched this out and I was slow rolling it back to shore. And as soon as I guess lost my attention span, I just kind of slowly, you know, you start fishing, you kind of zone out. I just kind of zoned out and slowed down, and right when I did on that pause, there was a massive largemouth bass underneath this ledge, just where I was at. I had no idea. There's also a snake den under there, I found out later. Bizarre occurrence, just smashed it so hard, and I held on for dear life as this thing stripped my drag and just ran me through the loops until I got it in. Horsed it in, actually. I had to maintain pressure. It did its thing, and then I horsed it up on the shore. Had a small audience, and that's some of the photos. If you go to my photo dump video, you'll see of some random sweet person was like, wow, amazing, let me take pictures, and she took photos. But it was because of this lure right here. Strike King and that glitter head, you see that? And all that action, right? Some of my best fish have been from booty action. Big paddle tails on the back, slowing it down, allowing it to float, giving it more time in the strike zone to be these big trailers, believe it or not. Another Booyah product, hammered Colorado blade with a Rapala, Crush City, and Gizzard Shad. I know y'all are seeing a trend. I like Rage paddle tails. I like Rapala, Crush City. I like the Mooch minnow, you see? Rapala's great. All these work really well. You can't beat them. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. I didn't mean for the video to intend for it to go this long. However, sometimes that happens. Hey, real quick, I also want to tell y'all that these Mini Kings by Strike King are amazing for white bass and crappie as well. And even largemouth. I used to be a spinnerbait addict, you could say. So they caught the fishermen. This lure, all these lures caught the fishermen, but some I'm glad they did. They've worked pretty well, especially like I've covered this spinnerbait here and the Booyahs. They work well, but I just wanted to tell you all be careful because spinnerbaits, man, they work. Cloudy covered days. Look at Kevin Van Dam. That man is known for throwing a spinnerbait and knowing how to work it and catch a lot of fish. All right. Well, I'll see y'all later. Bye. I do really appreciate all of y'all for your liking, subscribing to Eric the Fisherman or E-Rich the Fisherman, whatever you want to say. I really do appreciate y'all, and y'all have been amazing, and I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all the interactions that y'all give me, advice you give me, and I really look forward to fishing with y'all and continuing fishing with y'all throughout this year, next year, and the next year. I'm going to keep it going, y'all, and y'all are awesome. Stay awesome, and I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks. Eric the Fisherman out.